Welcome back, everybody. We're going to do a deeper dive on metrics, and we got a little surprise for you in this segment. I'm going to show you my resume from 2010. It is going to be interesting because this is before I learned a lot about how to do resumes. So you get to see the progression of my resume as where it started, 10, 12, 13 years ago. All right, Danielle, we are going to present in this one a little bit more on metrics. So when I say metrics to you, what does that mean? What comes to your mind when I say metrics?
Well, metrics to me sounds like numbers.
Very
So
good.
numbers.
Yep. So we are going to put some numbers. So the question here is, does your resume show any numbers? So numbers can be anything that show a quantity, an amount, a percentage, a ratio, a fraction, any math. And the reason that we're going to do this is uh, we don't know exactly who is going to be looking at our resume. Now, some industries lead themselves more to a numbers and a metrics piece, but individually, we each rely on one half of our brain or another more than the other. So the left brain is the logic brain, and this is where the numbers appeal. So you'll notice that some people are better at accounting than they are at painting. That would be someone who's left brain heavy. We all have uh, a ratio, if you will. We all use both halves of our brain, but some people lean to more toward the creative side, which is the right side. Some are logic. So we want to make sure, just like our picture in the big picture, our resume in the big picture, had appealed to both. We want to have our qualifications appeal to both sides. So we're going to put some spelled out numbers. We're going to put some digit numbers, and we're going to intersperse those so that we can actually quantify what we do. Let's give you an example of this. So here comes the whiteboard, and we are starting the whiteboard. We pulled up a sample resume randomly off the internet. Don't try and call Derek Soto uh, unless you really want to put yourself a wild goose chase. Now let's talk about metrics. This is also, as we mentioned earlier, part of our scan. Again, we are going to find metrics and see what they mean. So first of all, I'm going to see how often they use them. Now I'm going to skip things like dates, but I won't skip things like GPAs. So I'm seeing a GPA over there. I'm seeing an 11K here. I have 4 interns there. I have 8 independent sources here, a 78%, 14%. And I would literally do this with a pen so that my eye is drawn to those numbers because I really want to know what he is describing quantitatively. Okay. Do you see any others that I missed?
Yep, there's a 13%.
There it is, 13%.
I also see on his first bullet under work experience 8 basis points.
Oh, excellent. Nicely done. Okay, so once I've done the, so this is a part of a scan, and I might have marked these already. But now we're past and we're actually reading this. We want to see what his metrics are. Okay, let's just pick a sentence. I'm going to pick this sentence right here because it looks pretty short. And let's examine this sentence because it's got a couple of numbers. So I am actually pretty satisfied with the numbers that he's included in this resume. It satisfies my logic brain. Now I'm actually going to go see how he quantifies what he did. So worked with 4 interns. Okay, so that's four people. So I have a past tense verb here, and then I have 4 interns there. Now I'm looking for the business value. I worked with 4 interns, 2. The 2 is an equal sign that should follow with a value. So let's see if it does. I worked with 4 interns equals means 2 conduct an attitude study which led current clients to purchase products 13% more often. All right, so I told you that I would give you a little bit of a look at my resume. So this is my resume from 2010. Let's be a little critical here and look for numbers. 30 months, 250, 10-fold, 6,000 slot, 650 fiber channel ports. I have not looked at this in a long time. Let's see. I don't see any numbers at all down there. So, all right. So I'm going to give myself like a 35%. We're looking at the second page of my 2010 resume, and we're looking for metrics. 4,000, or that's 400, 1,000%, 7. Scanning down here, you might see some more. There's 600, 24. Not a lot. There's a date. Okay, before we leave this topic, one thing I want to share is percentages, ratios, numbers, dates, quantities are all super important to satisfy the left brain. You can see that for all these paragraphs, I did not do that. And so I'm leaving something on the table. If you examine this further, and maybe we'll put my resume as an additional resource so you can go take a look at it, you can do your own red line and see how I did. All right, next, we're going to talk a little bit more about business value and then wrap up this section.